Hey everyone, Jake from SquatchRope here. Just wanted to give you a quick introduction to what SquatchRope is all about and some of its potential uses. What we have here is a 6-inch piece of rope made from hemp and paraffin wax. Some of the very first ropes ever made were twisted from hemp fibers. This type of rope has been used for centuries for sail rigging and anchor cord and is considered one of the strongest natural ropes in the world. The wax, along with the label wrapping, helps keep the fibers from absorbing any moisture, thus creating the waterproof aspects of our fire starter. To help demonstrate that, I'm going to be using the rope that we have here in my mess kit soaking in some water. There are several different ways in which you can use your rope. Today, I'm going to cover a couple different options. Which option you go with will really depend on the environment you're in and the length of burn that you require. The first option we're going to be going over is listed on the label. Peel, cut, ball, and burn. We will be using a knife and open flame, so for our younger users, make sure you have adult supervision and remember to be in a safe and open environment where you can control any of the fires you may create. Start by simply peeling or cutting back the wrapper and removing about 1 inch off the end of your rope. This option is a good way to get a really dry burn, but it can go quickly, so make sure you have a decent amount of tinder at the ready. Next, you need to twist and pull the individual strands you've created, exposing the dried layers. The pieces can be a little stiff, so make sure you loosen them up as much as possible. Now roll the strands into a ball, fluffing up the fiber as much as possible, and strike. The next option we're going to look at is the shave. This option is good if you only need a very small amount of starter, or if you are using a more primitive form of lighting, such as a bow or hand drill. The exposed shavings are easily ignitable when placed at the base of the notch. I might also suggest the balled version for this as a coal catcher once you get the flame started. Next we have the wick. By peeling the strands apart, you can create a wick-like version that will have a slower burn rate than the previously mentioned options. The size will be determined by the amount of fire you think your environment calls for. Use one of the 4 main quarters, or break that down even further into individual strands. Whichever wick you decide to go with, make sure you fluff the end by slightly twisting the rope to help ignite the dry inner material. last method is the torch or candle. You can simply strike at the very end of the rope to create a handheld version that you can easily direct to create your fire. This version isn't as good for really wet or windy conditions. However, if the flame gets going, it exposes more of those inner fibers, which is what you're really looking for. This is a great reusable option to extend the life of your Squatch rope. Just snuff out the lit end, making sure it's completely extinguished, and relight it whenever you would need to. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out on any of our online platforms. As always, make sure you follow the 7 leave no trace principles, and for our purposes today, I want you to pay special attention to numbers 3 and 5. Pack it in, pack it out, and minimize campfire impacts. Thanks for watching.